All right, hi. Hope everybody's having a good week. Welcome to our dining/office and now video conferencing room. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and just kind of find a comfortable seated position. So just one note, you're going to see me moving from side to side on the mat. Just make sure that you are using one side and you're always facing forward. So I'll just be moving just to make sure you guys can see me and get an idea of what the correct position is. So for now, let's go ahead and just kind of find a comfortable seated position. Of course, if you like, you can go ahead and give it the lotus position, the cross leg. If that's a bit much, just extend the legs out in front of you. And just kind of place the forearms or the hands on the knees. And just kind of press down into your sits bones, and that's yoga speak for butt. And then extend up through the crown of the head and just kind of feel some length through your spine. And if you like, just kind of close the eyes and just kind of give the shoulder blades a gentle squeeze, just enough that the sternum moves forward. And we'll start off by taking a few cleansing breaths. So we'll take a nice big inhale in through the nose, just kind of fill the body up with oxygen. And then on the exhale, just kind of let it all go through the mouth, and we'll start right now. So let's take a nice big inhale, fill up. And then exhale, let it go through the mouth. And let's do that again. Inhale deeply. And then exhale completely. And then one more time. Inhale till you can't inhale no more. And then exhale, let it all go through the mouth. And then at the bottom of that exhale, let's begin to create a nice, smooth, and even flow of oxygen in and out of your nostrils. And just begin to see if you can let go of all the stuff you got going on in your life. And see if you can kind of just take your attention down just onto your mat. And now that we've taken a few breaths on purpose, let's see if we can begin to even out the breath so the inhale is just about as long as the exhale. And to do that, you can kind of take a nice, easy count of 4. So inhaling to your own personal count of 4, and then exhaling to that same count of 4. And of course, if that's a little long, you can shorten it. Or if it's a little short, you can lengthen it. So just kind of find that calm, smooth, and easy breath. And we'll take a little bit of time just to get used to that. And let's go ahead and give that one more round. And then once that's complete, you just kind of unwind your legs if you had them crossed. Maybe shake it up just a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and find our way into all fours. So just kind of, again, come to the front of your mat. Spread your fingers, kind of place your hands right below your shoulders. Now make sure your knees are somewhat in line with your hips. And then on your next exhale, just kind of slide your right leg back and then flip your toes towards the right side of whatever room you're in. Then press down into your left hand and then lift your right arm up and just kind of reach up towards your ceiling. So see if you can find a bit of space from the palms through the fingertips. And then on the exhale, let's take the right fingertips and just kind of point them to whatever's in front of you. And just kind of press to the outside of your right foot and extend some energy through your right fingertips. And then on the exhale, let's go and float the right hand down to the ground. Kind of center yourself, then simply lift your right leg up. Press a little energy through your toes, and lift your left arm up and extend it out in front of you. So coming into what we call spinal balance. Just kind of relax your neck so your head stays relatively in line with your spine. And just kind of breathe into this. And then on the exhale, let's go ahead and float it all down. Come back to all fours. And we'll go ahead and take this to the second side. So now we'll slide the left leg back, flip the toes, press into the right hand, and then lift the left arm up. And once again, just kind of reach up towards the ceiling above you. Extend a bit of energy through the fingertips. If you can, take a look over at the thumb. And then on the exhale, let's bring the left hand up and over, again, pointing towards the front of whatever room you're in. And then press to the outside of the foot, extend through the fingertips. So see if you can feel some length from the outside of the foot through the fingertips. And then exhale, let's go ahead and float the hand down. Once it touches, let's lift the left foot up, and then lift the right arm up and extend it out in front of you. And once again, head in line with spine. Just kind of pull yourself apart from one side of the room to the other. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and float it all down. And then once again, just come back to the hands right underneath the shoulders, knees in line with hips. And we'll do a little spinal undulation or cat-cow. So allow your belly button to kind of drop towards your mat. And then inhale, lift your head up and just kind of look up a bit. Then exhale, float the head down. Squeeze your belly button to spine. Allow your back to arch. And then float the belly button down. Inhale, head rises. And then exhale, head floats down, back arches. And let's begin to move through this at your breath pace. So inhaling as the head rises, exhaling as the head floats down. And in between time, just kind of allowing your spine to undulate up and down. So beginning to just kind of sync our breath with movement. And let's give this one more movement, up and then down. And find yourself back at center. We'll do our very first downward facing dog. So slide the fingers forward, spread them, and then curl the toes under. Take an inhale, lift your hips up. And if you need to, maybe step your toes in a little bit more. Then see if you can kind of press back towards your heels. Now, if you feel like your heels are kind of up in the air, you can walk your toes in a little bit more. And then press back. And again, your heels may not touch, but that's okay. So just kind of do the best you can with what you got currently. And once again, just kind of breathing into this. And then if you like, you can begin to bicycle the legs. So just kind of bending opposite knee, rolling from the ball of the foot to the heel. And let's come back to center, press back towards the heels, extend the hips. And then we'll go through a bit of a flow. So taking an inhale, let's come into a high push-up. And then roll back into downward facing dog. Come up onto the balls of the feet, bend your knees, lower down just about an inch from the ground. And then extend up, and then roll back towards the heels. Once again, high push-up, or what we call plank. And then roll back, downward facing. Come up onto the balls of the feet, knees bend, lowering down. And then extend up, press up, roll back towards the heels. And one more time, high push-up. Roll back, downward facing. And then come up onto the balls of the feet, knees bend, lower down. And then extend up. Press back towards the heels. And then let's go ahead and come up onto the balls of the feet, bend at the knees, and simply walk your feet towards your hand. And you'll come into what we call a flat back. So see if you can place your hands maybe right below your knees, lift your torso in line with your hips, and then press your hips back, extend through the crown of the head. And breathe. So see if you can kind of feel some length. So energetically, just kind of pressing back towards the hips or the butt, pressing forward through the crown of the head. And then on the exhale, let's go ahead and fold in. So float your hands down your legs. You can release the hands if you can. Hands to the earth. If you can't quite touch the ground, maybe just grab the ankles. And then see if you can roll forward towards the balls of your feet. A little bit more of the leg involved. Relax the head. And then just press into the feet, bend your knees slightly, and then releasing the arms and the head, just kind of roll on up nice and easy. Allow your vertebrae to stack one upon the other. And then once you're up, your head is the last thing to rise. And then let's go ahead and spread our fingers, extend your arms to either side of the room and up. Let the palms touch, and then just kind of press through your fingertips. Now relax your neck, so you're taking a look up at your thumbs. And then press down into your feet as you extend up through your fingertips. And simply breathe into this. And then on the exhale, let's go and float the hands down to heart center. And from here, we'll do a couple of what we call half salutations. So just kind of roll your wrists, get them nice and loose. Float the hands down to the outer part of the thighs. Then inhale, sweep the arms high. Let the hands touch. Then exhale, extend your arms out to either side of the room as you hinge at the hips. And let's come into a forward fold. Take an inhale, flatten out, and then on the exhale, fold in, forward fold. Press strong into your feet, bend your knees slightly, take an inhale, arms extend to either side of the room and up. And then once again, let the hands touch. Exhaling, hands through heart center. We'll do this one more time. So just kind of roll the wrists nice and easy. Inhale, extend the arms up towards the ceiling above you. And then exhale with the arms extending out and then down, fold on in. You can inhale, flatten out, and then exhale, folding in once again. Root strong into your feet, bend your knees slightly. Inhale, arms sweep out to the sides and up. Hands touch, exhaling, hands through heart center. And then one more time. Let's go ahead and roll the wrist. Inhaling, sweep high. And then exhale, swan dive in, forward fold. Inhaling, flattening out. And then exhaling, folding in. Press into the feet, bend the knees slightly. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. And let the hands touch. Now we're going to take our right hand, grab right below your left wrist. Reach your fingertips up, so see if you can keep this left arm as straight as can be. And then on the exhale, we'll take the left hip out and we'll slide over towards our right, coming into a side bend. So see if you can kind of feel that edge of flexibility, then maybe a little pull in on the left hand to find just a bit more space. And let's breathe into this. And then inhaling back to center. And then let's go ahead and switch hands. Now extend the right arm up, grab with the left hand just below the right hand. And then taking the right hip out, let's slide over towards our left. Inhale, back to center we go. Let the palms touch. Take an exhale, hands through heart center. And once again, let's go ahead and roll the wrist. Then inhale, sweep high. And then exhale, swan dive in, forward fold. Take an inhale, flatten out. Now press strong down into your right leg and lift your left leg up and just kind of extend it back behind you. So once again, think of a little energy through the toes. And then bend your right knee, float your left foot down, come into what we call runner's lunge. And then on the inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And let's find our high lunge. Now here you may want to find something to kind of focus in on. See if you can reach up towards the ceiling and then pull your arms back so they're kind of sort of in line with your biceps. And breathe. Let's take an exhale now. Float the hands down to either side of the right foot. Then press strong into the right foot. Lift up. Extend a little energy through your left toes. And then let's take an exhale. Float the left foot now down next to the right. Flatten out your back. Press your hips back. Extend through the crown of your head. Then exhale, fold in. Now taking an inhale, we're going to come back to that flat back. Then this time we're going to press strong into your left foot, lift your right leg up, and extend it back behind you. Now see if you can kind of feel the leg in line with the hip. And as we did on the other side, let's bend the left knee, float the right foot down. So come up onto the ball of the right foot. And take a nice inhale, arms extend out and up. And then once again, high lunge, second side. Pull the arms back in line with the ears. Breath is smooth in through the nose. And then on the exhale, let's float the hands down to the earth. Now from where you're at, straighten out your left leg and just kind of walk it around. And once the body's kind of off to the side, switch your feet so your toes are forward. And we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So if you like, you can heel toe your feet a little further apart. And then to the best of your ability, hinge at the hips. Now you can leave your hands right below your shoulders. But if you have the flexibility, you can take your forearms down and then relax the neck. And let's simply breathe into this. Now taking an inhale, look up slightly. If you're on the forearms, place the hands right below the shoulders and lift your torso up. Now if you need to, heel toe your feet in a little bit closer so you feel nice and stable. And once you're feeling that, let's go ahead and bring the hands to the hips. And then on the next inhale, just kind of take the arms or the torso up. And we're going to do a little thing we call goddess pose. So heel toe your feet in just a little bit. And then place the hands on the thighs. And then take your toes or plie your toes to the best of your ability towards either side of the room. Now let the butt drop and then extend the arms out. Then see if you can kind of press your thumbs down, pinky up, so the palm is facing towards the ceiling. And let's breathe into this. And let's float our hands down to our hips. Straighten out the legs. Now flip the toes so they're pointing towards the side. Then sweep the arms out and up. Let the palms touch above the head. And then softening the neck, take a look at the thumbs and reach up towards the ceiling above you. Take an exhale, float the hands down. And then we'll take the hands to the hips once again. And we're going to take this into what we call triangle pose. So take the lead foot, whichever one is kind of facing your original front of the mat. Bring the toes around so they're facing forward. Then lift your arms up. Now press back. And then inhale, extend forward, and we'll take this in the triangle. So you can start with the hand just below the knee and just simply slide down to the best of your ability. And of course, you can just kind of grab your ankle. See if you can reach up towards the ceiling. Take a look at your thumb. And breathe into this. Take an inhale now, engage your core, belly button to spine, bend your knee, and then we'll find warrior two. So make sure your toes are forward, your knee is following, your ankle and knee are in one line, and you're extending your hands to either side of the room and just taking a look over your middle finger. Then exhale, float the hands to the hips, straighten out the lead leg, and then camp the toes back over towards center. And let's take the left toes now, point them back. Now see if you can line up the heel with the instep, leg is straight, then lift up the arms. We're going into triangle once again. So extend back, and then pull forward, body in line with leg as you fold in. And again, start with the hand below the knee, and then slide down to the best of your ability. And remember, just kind of find your spot, that sweet spot between too much and not enough, and just kind of hang out there. Reach up towards the sky, maybe follow the line of your arm. And then inhale, engage your core, bend your knee a bit. Let's come on up. Now going into warrior second side, toes forward, knees follow, ankle, knee in one line. And then extend your arms out towards either side of the room. Take a look over your middle finger and breathe. And let's release. Hands to hips. Let's go ahead and straighten out the leg, flip the toe around. So once again, toes are facing one part of the room. Let's extend our arms out. And then on the exhale, let's float the hands back behind you. And then either clasp your hands or hook your forefingers. So right behind you, see if you can squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look up at the ceiling above you. And then on the exhale, let's hinge at the hips. Allow the head to float down and then float your knuckles up towards the ceiling above you. And then once again, just kind of breathe into this.
Now, if you got really tight shoulders, see if you can kind of at least lift the hands just off the back a little bit. And then once again, just kind of connect with the breath and breathe. Now, to keep the body where it is, and then simply release the arms, extend them out, float the hands just below the shoulders, then press into the palms, lift up. And like we did before, just kind of heel toe the feet in a little bit closer. Find your stability. And then once you're feeling nice and stable, bring the hands to the hips. Take an inhale, come on up. And then from here, let's kind of flip the toes out to the side, bend the knee, and then simply step one foot next to the other. Let's take an inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Hands touch, exhaling, hands through heart center. And then let's go ahead and roll the wrists. Take a nice inhale, sweep high. And then on the exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale, flatten out. And then with hands flat to the earth, let's walk the feet back behind us. And we'll find downward facing dog. So spread the fingers. Hands line up with shoulders, feet with hips. And then just kind of press back towards your heels. And once again, see if you can kind of feel some length through your spine by pressing the hips back. And just imagine you're pulling yourself out of your wrists. And breathe. And then on the inhale, let's go ahead and roll forward. And then we're going to simply just kind of take our knees down to the ground. And then just kind of roll over to one side or the other. And then let's go ahead and just sweep the legs out in front of us. So with the soles of the feet pointing towards your PC, let's take a nice big inhale. Sweep your arms out and up. Extend up. See if you can pull out of your pelvis. So reach high to the sky. And then exhale. Let's fold in over the legs. Place the hands on the foot, the ankle, the calf, whatever is available to you. And then relax your neck. And coming into a seated forward fold. And let's simply breathe into this. And let's release. Just kind of float the hands along the leg. Bring the torso up to center. And then once you got that, let's go ahead and bend our right knee and kind of slide the heel in a bit. Now release the leg. Allow the right knee to kind of float over towards your right. Take the sole of the foot to the inner part of your left leg. Now bring your left foot into flexion, so press your heel forward, toes coming back at you. And let's all take a nice big inhale. Extend your arms out and up. And then reach high once again towards the ceiling. Just find a bit of length. And then on the exhale, let's go ahead and float in over the leg. You can place your hands on your foot, your ankle, your calf, whatever's available to you. And then relax your neck and allow the head to float down. And of course, your knee may or may not touch earth. But just, again, find that spot. And let's hang out here for a few breaths. And once again, let's go ahead and release. Just kind of float the hand along the leg, bring the torso to center. And then let's go ahead and take this right leg. We're going to bring it in. And we're going to do a twist. So we're going to take this right leg, bring it over your left. And then take your right arm back behind you. And then take your left arm over the knee and then gently, easily twist over towards your right. And then if you can, maybe take a look over your shoulder. So twisting posture is so nice because they kind of give you a chance to really exercise the internal organs, kind of giving them a squeeze, a knead, a bend, which is really nice to kind of wring yourself out, kind of some self-detoxification. And let's release. Come back to center. Now if you can, grab your leg and then straighten it out and maybe walk your hands towards your heels and then kind of bending the elbows, press the leg in again to the best of your ability. And then just kind of release, float it down. Take a breath here, and if you like, maybe shake the legs up a bit. And then we'll go ahead and take this to the second side. So now we're going to go ahead and bend this left knee, bring the heel in, and then allow the knee to kind of drop over to the left. You can take the sole of the foot to the inner part of the right leg. Let's take the right foot into flexion. So think of the heel forward, toes coming back at you. And let's take a nice inhale, arms extend out and up. With fingertips to the sky, just kind of pull out. And then on the exhale, let's go ahead and fold in over the leg. And once again, placing the hand on the foot, the ankle, the calf. Soften the neck so the head floats down. And let's breathe into this. And let's go ahead and release. Run the hand along the leg. Bring the torso to center. Let's go ahead and take the left leg and take it flat to the earth. And we'll take it into the twist second side. So left leg over right. Take the left hand back behind you. Take an exhale. Just kind of twist into this. And then take your right arm across the knee. And then just kind of gently, easily twisting to the second side. And if it's okay with the neck, take a look over the shoulder. And once again, find your breath. Let's hang out here for a little bit. And let's go ahead and release. Come back to center. Let's go ahead and unwind the left leg. And then once again, just kind of lift it up if you can. Just kind of move your hand towards your heels. May not be able to touch it, but that's okay. Get as far as you can. Bring the shin a little bit closer to the chin. And let's go ahead and release. Just kind of float it on down. And let's see. Once we got that, let's just go ahead and take a nice exhale. We're just going to go ahead and drop down onto your mat. So your toes are facing forward. And then once you got this, let's take a nice inhale. Just bring the hands alongside the body. And then bend your knees. Take your knees in towards your chest. And then simply give yourself a hug. You can bring the arms around. If you got the flexibility to hug the legs, do so. If not, just bring the hands corresponding hand to shin. And then let's go ahead and just take the knees side to side. And let's bring the knees to center. Now we're going to take this in what we call happy baby. So spread the knees out so they're kind of in line with your armpits. Then extend the lower leg up from the knee to the heel so the heels are pointing towards the ceiling. If you can, bring your hands to the inside of the foot, so grabbing right about at your arch. So you can allow your spine to be flat. Maybe a little pull in to feel a little stretch into your inner part of the thighs. And let's take a few breaths here. And then let's go ahead and release. Extend the legs up, pressing a bit of energy through the toes. And then let's go ahead and bend the knees. Take the heels down to the earth so the knees are still bent. Heels are in towards your butt. And we'll take this into twisted roots. So extend your right leg up. And then simply cross your right hamstring over your left thigh. So the back of the leg is on the front of the opposite leg. Extend the arms so you can keep the shoulder blades flat. And then on the exhale, just kind of float the knees over towards the left side of the room. Then inhaling, knees come to center. Let's go ahead and unravel the right, extend it up, a little energy through your toes. And then let's go ahead and bend the right foot, place it next to the left, and we'll take this to the second side. So left leg extends, cross it over, hamstring the thigh. Allow the shoulder blades to be flat, and on the exhale, it's going to float the knees over to the right side. And then on your next inhale, let's go ahead and bring the knees back to center. And let's unravel the left leg, just kind of extend it up. And let's go ahead and float the left foot down. And once the left heel touches, let's go ahead and straighten out the right leg. And then from here, kind of point your toes towards whatever's in front of your mat. And let's take an inhale, bring the arms up and over, and just kind of allow the backs of the hands to touch ground. And then extending a bit of energy through your fingertips and your toes for one last time. Let's go ahead and just pull ourselves apart from one side of the room to the other. And let's release. Just take a nice inhale, bring the arms up and over and to the sides. And then once your hands touch, let's go ahead and spread your limbs out like a star, and we'll take this into Shavasana, final relaxation. So see if you can kind of flip your palms so they're facing towards the ceiling. Close your eyes if you haven't already. And then from here, just kind of bring your breath back to normal, that walking around breath. And for one last last time, just kind of let it all go. Just kind of allow yourself to just melt into the mat below you. Try not to hold yourself up anywhere. And let's just take a few moments out of our Tuesday afternoon just to totally release, totally relax, and to just be. Let's begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, bringing awareness back into the mind and body. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and roll to either side of the room, coming into a fetal position. And when you're ready, just go ahead and roll on up, coming to a seated position facing the front of the room. And let's go ahead and bring our hands into Anjali Mudra, Heart Center. Thank you all for joining the rest of us for yoga this afternoon. May you see the truth. May you speak the truth. May you be the truth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Whew.